Imagine pulling up to school pickup in a car that sounds exactly like a $375,000 V10 supercar. Not a ringtone, not a speaker gimmick. A full synthesized recreation of the most legendary engine Lexus ever built. The same howl from the LFA, one of the rarest supercars on Earth, pumped through your family SUV while your kids argue about the iPad. That is a real feature on a real car, and it's just the beginning of what makes the 2027 Lexus TZ genuinely strange and genuinely brilliant. Lexus just dropped something the brand has been avoiding for years, a 3-row, all-electric SUV. Their competitors have had one for a while. Rivian, Lucid, Volvo, even Cadillac. Lexus kept stalling, kept leaning on hybrids, kept watching the luxury EV market grow without them. So when they finally moved, they didn't just move, they swung big. And there's one detail buried in this car's story that nobody is really talking about yet. Here's the thing about Lexus. They built their entire reputation on one promise: silence. In 1989, when the original LS400 launched, reviewers stacked coins on the engine block to prove it didn't vibrate. That car redefined what a luxury sedan could be. 37 years later, Lexus is chasing that same obsession. Only now, there's no engine. The silence is the product, and somehow that makes the job harder. The TZ sits on the same bones as the Toyota Highlander, same wheelbase at 120 inches, same TNGA platform, same basic battery technology. But Lexus stretched it 2 inches longer, reworked the body completely, and then did something Toyota didn't. They obsessed over every single sound it doesn't make. Acoustic glass, vibration frequency canceling design elements, sound-absorbing materials layered throughout the structure. The result, according to Lexus, is the quietest cabin of any SUV in their lineup. Quieter than the LX, quieter than their flagship. That's not a minor claim. The LX starts at over $90,000. Inside is where this car gets genuinely impressive. 6 seats across 3 rows, and not the kind of third row you fold flat and forget about. Lexus says the backbench has sofa-like cushioning. Actual words from the official press release. The second row gets ventilated seats and power ottomans, a first for any Lexus SUV. Up front, the dashboard hides its controls, touch buttons concealed in the trim, invisible until you need them. Forged bamboo inlays from Shikoku Island, bio-based ultra-suede upholstery, a 21-speaker Mark Levinson audio system. This is a car designed for people who do not like being in a car. They want to be in a room, a moving, whispering room. The powertrain is where the TZ stops being a lounge and starts being something more interesting. Dual motors, 402 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. Standard all-wheel drive all the time, no rear-wheel drive base trim here. 0 to 62 in 5.4 seconds, though Lexus officials in Tokyo told reporters the real number is closer to 4. The larger of the two battery options, a 95.8 kilowatt-hour pack, targets 300 miles of EPA estimated range. Charges at up to 150 kilowatts DC, meaning 10 to 80% in 35 minutes. And critically, it comes with a NACS port. That means Tesla Supercharger access across the entire American network from day one. That alone puts it ahead of where the Lexus RZ launched. Here's where it gets complicated, because on paper, this looks like a home run, but the competition in this segment is not soft. The Lucid Gravity claims 450 miles of range. The Rivian R1S starts around 70 grand and can ford a river. The Volvo EX90 has a safety suite that borders on paranoid, in the best way. Even within the Toyota family, the Highlander EV exists. It's cheaper, it's simpler, it does most of what the TZ does without the bamboo and the supercar sounds. Lexus has to justify a likely price tag of $65,000 to $80,000, and that justification lives entirely inside the cabin experience. There's also the tariff problem. The North American TZ is being built in Georgetown, Kentucky. Good, but European and Japanese market cars come from Japan's Miyata plant. And right now, Japanese auto imports into the US carry a 15% tariff. That doesn't affect American buyers directly, but it signals something about how complicated this global launch is going to be. Pricing isn't confirmed yet. Lexus says later this year. Dealers expect to see cars by late 2026. So who wins here? It's not really Lexus versus Tesla or Rivian, it's Lexus versus time. The buyers who would pay for this car, the ones who already drive an RX or a GX, they've been waiting for an EV that feels like a Lexus and not like a science experiment. The TZ finally answers that call. 300 miles of real-world range, supercharger access, 3 rows of actual comfort, the quietest ride the brand has ever put in an SUV. And if you get bored of the quiet, you can always summon the ghost of a V10. The luxury EV war is no longer about who has the longest range or the fastest charge, it's about who can make you feel something. Lexus just made their argument. The question is whether a brand that built its legacy on silence can win a war by screaming.